Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lester, and in this video, you're going to learn on tips to get approved to sell popular name brand products like Nike, Lego, Stanley Cups, or Lululemon. And guys, I know how frustrating it can be to get those, rejection emails, especially when you're just trying to sell these hot popular name brand products. And in my own business, I've personally sold over $2 million in the past 2 years, and majority of these sales that I've done are from these name brand products. So yeah, getting Ungated can really open up tons of lucrative opportunities for you, and to that way you can grow your business like I did as well. So guys, don't worry, I've got your back, and in this video we're gonna break down to 3 parts right here so that way it's easy to follow. So the first one is we're gonna go over common reasons for rejections and how to avoid them, right? Part 2 is requirements for ungating popular name brands. We're going to go over that and how to find proper suppliers. And part 3 is, we're going to go over why does Amazon even gate brands, right? And guys, as a bonus, I'm going to share also some insider hacks to help you get approval going in. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Okay, so if you're brand new and not familiar or anything at all, in order to get approved to sell brands on Amazon, that process is called ungating, okay? And you guys can see, it can open up tons of lucrative opportunities for you, as it did for my business, as I've sold over $2 million in the past few sales. So number one is, we'll go over the common rejections and how to avoid them. And this is the part that no one likes to get, because you get that dreaded, rejection email, right? So one of the biggest reason to get the rejection is that low quality documents, okay? So guys, you need one of these right here. So this is a Brother scanner, right? This model is DS640, so you simply need one of these because this is gonna scan any documents, okay? Whether that's the regular, computer-sized paper, retail receipts, and stuff like that. Literally any document, you need this if you're running an Amazon FBA business. And guys, this thing is very cheap. It's about $100 and is worth every single penny. It's very minimalist in terms of that. We're not doing a review here, but literally HDMI, a USB that connects to your laptop or your desktop, and that's it. And anything you scan goes to the cloud, so there's no paper trails, right? But again, you have access to these documents everywhere. And most rookie mistakes a lot of sellers do is they take photos from their phone, right, in order to this, and they can be blurry. It's not straight. It's just not legitimate, not professional at all. So definitely getting one of these scanners is gonna boost regarding not having low quality documents when uploading to get approval for brands. Because if you put your shoes on the other side of the Amazon employee and they're gonna see like blurry photos, it's just hard to read, that's an easy rejection for them, right? And move on. They get so many application from these brands. So yeah, definitely get the scanner, and that was gonna fix a lot of your rejection problems when applying for brands. Reason number 2 is invalid suppliers. You are not using authorized distributors or manufacturers to source your products, right? Liquidation centers, cash and carry spots, eBay, Facebook Market, these do not count as valid suppliers because there's no proof of supply chains, right? You can't really prove because a lot of these are under the table. They can make up a story how they got the product, and when Amazon asks for documentation, they can't provide it, right? So that's why avoid invalid suppliers. And there's a lot of ways to vet it, right? Simple Google search, reading reviews. They should be able to give you invoice with no problem with their information in their address and all that stuff. Like for example, right? Like let's say I buy, I don't know, Colgate from Costco. I know that Costco is a wholesaler and they purchase directly from Colgate itself, and they can provide that if needed to be. I also have my receipt, obviously, but yeah, that's just a simple, basic understanding of how you can follow the supply chain from consumer, distributor to the manufacturer. Okay, number 3, receipts versus invoice. These two are not the same, okay? Receipts is where you get from a retail store, and invoice comes from, either a wholesaler or a distributor and stuff like that, okay? And yeah, there's been a debate within this in the Amazon community, but Amazon, on their language, we're gonna go over, part of this video, is they require an invoice, okay? So that's what it is. A simple receipt can work, it may not. Again, it's a gray area. but just make sure you have proper invoice, because a lot of people submit receipts and they just get a lot of denial. Okay. Number 4, typos and inconsistencies. Okay. Like I got this DM the other day in my Instagram that, you know, they message if the invoice could be different, meaning like their name and their address is different, right? So with that, that's an easy answer. Everything when you're applying for something should match, right? Like it should match whatever information you had submitted to your Amazon Seller Central account. So yeah, those little details really matter. You know, double check, triple check if you have to, because any mismatch or inconsistency can just go into the rejection pile, especially with nowadays, a lot of things are automated or AI. So if they scan it first glance and it doesn't match, that could be the reason, and that can literally be an easy fix by just having all your information lined up the same as your seller account. And you also want to make sure, you know, like the name of the brand, the UPC code, the amount of quantities. And so yeah, don't leave anything chance to Amazon if you can control that aspect by just simply checking the invoice, the information before submitting it. By the way, guys, if you have been finding tons of value in this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA, consider hitting the subscribe button. So part 2, requirements for ungating popular name brands. And we're going to go over how we can, you know, find proper suppliers and stuff. Okay. So let's go on the computer here. All right, guys. So we are here in Amazon Seller Central, basically like my account here. And in order to add products, to get this page, we're gonna hit add products, and we're here, okay? So I'm just gonna find, you know, an item so that way I can walk you through exactly what it's like. So let's just say Disney Star Wars, okay? Let's hit submit here, and this is the results here, okay? So as you can see, if you are not approved or you are gated, it's going to say apply to sell, okay? So when you hit the condition, it'll say apply to sell. If you are approved, it's not going to say that. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply to sell here. Okay, so once you hit apply to sell, it's going to open up a new tab. As you guys can see right here, you need approval to sell Star Wars branded and new, used, refurbish, any condition, and we're going to hit the request approval. Okay, so the next step here is going to be the application for the brand itself. Okay, this is where you really want to pay attention, and this is the requirement that Amazon, you know, needs, right, to get approved for you to sell. So as you can see right here, we're going to click at least one purchase invoice or products from a manufacturer or distributor. Okay, forget to speak English there for a second. And these are the document must meet the following requirements. Okay, so you really have to pay attention, because the date here can vary depending, you know, when you're watching this, you know, YouTube video, right? It could be a year from now or whenever it is. But currently we are January 12, 2025. And so it needs to be dated July 17 or 2024. Within 180 days. Okay, so just pay attention to that. Make sure that clicks. Next is include your name and address, matching information in your seller account. We already talked about this, pretty self-explanatory. Last, include the name and address of the manufacturer or distributor. So this has to say, you know, XYZ brand distributor, right? Their address. So that has to be cleared, their phone number and email if they have that as well. This is also incredibly important. You need to have at least 10 units. So the question here is, Lester, does it have to be the same product, right? Like if I'm trying to ungate an Apple, it doesn't have to be iPhone. It can be a mix of different things. So it could be 5 iPhones, 5 AirPods, that equals to 10, okay? But the easiest way would be kind of like 10 of the same items, but you don't have to, all right? Because it says combined purchase of at least 10. All right, omit pricing if you want. And lastly, note that Amazon may contact the vendors you identify in your application, right? So that's why it's important to have those lined up, because they just want to verify, and you're going to want to upload everything here, okay? And these are the different file types here: PDF, docx, PNG, GIF, or JPEG, which is a photo, and 10 megabytes of that, right? And that's it. You pretty much just put your information here and phone number, and you hit submit, and you wait for a couple of days. So yeah, you basically just wait for a couple of days in order to get a result, whether you get approved or not, okay? But now I'm gonna show you guys how to find any manufacturer or distributor with any brands you're doing. And we're gonna use the keyword here, manufacturer or distributor, okay? And we're gonna use the example here for Star Wars. Okay guys, we're in Google, and I'm just gonna type in Star Wars toys and the keyword manufacturer or distributor, and you know, kind of let Google do their thing, right? So we are here at the results, the top page right here, BBCW distributors, property Star Wars. Let's go ahead and open it up. right? Distributors is a keyword, so it's really important. Suppliers is another good one. So we're gonna open up just the top ones here and just see. Okay, so just keep going. If you see any of those words, as I mentioned, EE distribution is a good one. Fantastic. All right, BBCW distributor. So what I would do first is to vet this to make sure I'm not wasting any more time and stuff like that. So I usually like to go down at the bottom of any websites, kind of just read about it and stuff. Make sure they got, a phone number, right? They got email, looks legit at BBCW. It's not like at Gmail, at Yahoo or whatever. The warehouse location. Let's go ahead and do this, right? I would usually just copy and paste their warehouse and just to make sure it's legit, okay? All right, so it's showing here. You can even zoom in the Google Maps if you wanted to, right? And lastly, if you want, I like to call the number just to make sure it is their number, okay? So let's go ahead and dial in it real quick. So it's 954-786-1700. You guys can see here. Oh, not calling from FaceTime.
Thank you for calling BBCW Distributors. We are currently closed. For the dial by name directory, press 9.
Okay, so based on that phone call there, I mean, it's their website. So this is a legitimate one right here. So what you would do next is going to register for them. And keep in mind a couple things you're going to need in order to register at any distributor or wholesale is number one, you got to have your LLC. And second, you got to have your EIN, all right? So you need to have those requirements and you need to get your resale tax certificate, which I made in my YouTube video. So you just search it in my channel. But basically I go through how you can get those stuff and you need to register in order to open an account and start ordering from here because you can't order directly like a retail store, right? You have to sign up, okay? Another ones I mentioned is EE distribution. This one is a really fantastic one that works with Amazon. A lot of Amazon sellers use this, so feel free. So you can see they carry other brands as well. So if you're interested in Funko, let's see what else is here. DC Direct, Bandai, Fisher Price, Mattel, and all that stuff. They're all in here, okay? So you just simply sign up again to get started. You need your EIN and resale tax certificate in order to do that, okay? And you can do this with any brands, as I mentioned, just using, the keywords that I use, manufacturer or distributor, and just going through the searches. All right, part 3, why in the world does Amazon gate brands anyway, right? And I think the answer is they want to make our life difficult, right? I don't know, I'm just kidding, but maybe. But anyways, there's a couple of reasons, and one of them is just to protect the consumer, okay? It's really important to protect the consumer because that is Amazon's reputation, right? They're known to just make customers happy. You can like return this even if you've used it, right? That's kind of like the downside, I guess, of being an Amazon seller. But nonetheless, they want to make the customer happy so that way, they come back over and over again, right? They don't want to have a bad reputation for having, fakes, low quality products, like Temu or something like that. So yeah, it's really to protect the consumer. That's the number one reason. They want to make sure that what they are selling is, the real deal. And they see it as a safety net because, a lot of people have Amazon Prime memberships. When they buy something in Amazon, they don't even think about it because it's just part of like the culture now. And that leads us to reason number 2 is maintaining a brand's, integrity, right? Like brands spend so much money in terms of their marketing and the years to build up their reputation to create that brand image, right? So they don't want to just get that ruined. So they're very strict on it sometimes. So it might require like an Amazon seller that has good sales history, they have good reviews, have proven themselves basically that they know what they're doing, right? They're not gonna screw the brand over or Amazon itself. So guys, let's get into the bonus part of like hacks on to increase the approval for your, chance of your approval basically. So number one is you want to provide extra information, right? So what do I mean by this? So when you're back at the selling application brand here, as we talked about, you can, drop files here, whether that's PDF, docx, whatever it may be. You're going to want to include your bank statements in here, okay? So whether you have Chase, Amex, very easy to do, just download, the PDF statement and drag in here, okay? And in order to make it even better, you're gonna wanna highlight where you purchase it. So for example, if you purchase at, EE Distribution, it's gonna show EE Distribution that you made a payment from them, okay? So that way you have extra information back up, like, hey, listen, more proof that this is legitimate from a legitimate supplier, distributor that I purchased myself, okay? And down here at the bottom, optional comments, I like to put in attached our invoice and documents, right? Just to kind of help whoever's watching in there. You kind of have to treat it like basic, elementary here, that, you know, what you're doing is attaching invoice and documents. However, it may be like obvious, you just want to add that. Somehow that helps, okay? So definitely give that a try. Another thing you're gonna want to do, next tip or hack here, is you're gonna want to highlight, okay? So if nothing works, guys, print the paper out or the document or the invoice, make a copy of it so that way the original one doesn't get thing, because you're gonna want to highlight your name, your address, your invoice, you know, supplier name, all this stuff, the product name, the quantity, highlight everything. Scan that in here and attach that, okay? So that should work and helped a lot in terms of that. A lot of people have had luck using the highlighting method. Another tip is, you know, when you're new, you're gonna wanna get some sales history and some reviews and stuff like that. So one hack or tip that I, you know, share with everyone, new sellers that I like to help, is that first start selling. Brands like Walmart, right, will have their own brand. It's called Equates. Costco will have Kirkland, Trader Joe's have Trader Joe's. Let's see, Walgreens have Walgreens. So start with these brands because they don't require any ungating, right? So because Amazon and stuff like that. So yeah, start with those brands, start selling them. Some of it might even break even, but think about your building your history with Amazon, just getting reviews. So yeah, that's definitely a good way to get that reputation going. So another tip here is you're gonna want to be persistent, you guys. You can't just give up after one submission, you get rejected and you're like, oh, that's it, I got rejected. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna want to keep on trying, try, keep submitting it. You know, one method didn't work, you try to do the highlight, didn't work, you try to do the printout, see if that works. You know, try to change the names on the file, make it more professional, like invoice and stuff like that. And because when I submitted my Nike, I think it took about 7 to 8 tries for me to just get approved, and I just kept trying. Whenever I get the rejection email, I would submit it immediately, right? Rejection email, submit it immediately, and I never did. And a lot of people have success with this, because think about it, a lot of Amazon employees out there, different people can, you know, you never know your luck if you don't try it. So definitely stay persistent and continue submitting it. Don't just give up. So guys, I hope these hacks and tips will help you get approved to sell, you know, popular name brand products on Amazon FBA, because that can literally open the floodgates for you to boost and grow your business like it did for mine. And guys, if you want to learn more how to find products for your Amazon FBA business, check this video right here. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out our free newsletter. Definitely sign up below. Till next time, peace.